watching Naruto, episodes 8 through 12, and I'm pretty excited about this one. As excited as I could be, really, about Naruto. It's a good show. That's why I'm saying I'm kind of excited about this, because I felt that these last 5 episodes are all pretty interesting, pretty unique. Had some good emotional moments that I really want to dive into, and I really want to dive into the story this time, because I may have brought the last, what was it, 4 episodes that I watched as not filler but filler-esque, and I think according to one of the guides, yeah, it kind of is at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are filler, actually, in a way. I believe that's the case. So hey, not filler, but like mixed filler and mixed canon. So makes sense why some of it felt a little fillerish, but it was still pretty good. And these episodes were really good in my opinion. So let's start off with episode, I believe it was 8. I don't really remember the names, but I remember what happened. So we left off there. Kakashi is about to get into battle here, and he's in trouble, man. He's been he's in entanglements at least. Not the type of that like Will Smith's entanglement, but an entanglement nonetheless. Will and Jada's thing, And I don't know if it was in August or not, but either way, he's in a bit of trouble here, and they got to fight. The old man needs protection, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Sasuke's trying to figure out what to do. Sakura's a bit scared. Naruto is like frozen in his, just frozen in place here. This is what I really liked about this episode. This is kind of where the whole episode kind of comes together, because at first they got to fight this dude, this guy who's come in. And Naruto's trying to figure out. He's like, he's frozen again. Like, he can't believe this is happening, and he's scared. But he has this little flashback, and I'm not usually the biggest fan of flashbacks in film or television. But hey, it works here just the way they did it. It shows him just being weak in the past and not wanting to be weak anymore, and promising himself that he's never going to run away. So he goes into fuck it mode and decides to just overcome his fears and face him like he told himself that he would. And I thought that was actually pretty beautiful how they showed that. I love that fueled his actions. And then he started doing basically what Kakashi's been telling him to do from at the start. Well, they'd barely been together. I guess you could say what his sensei told him to do originally. They told them all it was teamwork, and he led that team to go work together and to go save their sensei. And it wasn't enough. Well, no, this episode, I'm sorry, leads into that episode where they actually go, which I like about Naruto, that they're doing it pretty well, where the arcs, the way the episodes end, transition pretty well to the next episode. So you go to episode 9, where this is where the battle begins, and they start fighting, and they work pretty well together, Naruto and Sasuke. They actually make a pretty good team. They make up for each other's weaknesses. And Sasuke, he's got more brave. He's more brave. He's pretty quick. He's smart. But Naruto is very focused and passionate, and his ability to I forget the name of the thing where he makes multiple versions of himself. I really that sets him apart from everybody else, and he's pretty good. So him and Sasuke together, he's a little. I guess you could say Sasuke's like the cat. He's like the bobcat, and Naruto's a fox in a way. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to say about those two. So they fight, and Sakura joins, and they try to fight. It's not enough. It just isn't enough. And then this kid comes in, and he saves the day. He kicks that dude's ass and saves Kakashi, and yeah, everyone's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And Sensei's like looking at this guy, he's like, no, he's really a kid no different than you, Naruto. And this upsets Naruto. He's like, yo, 4 of us, 3 of us couldn't do shit. And meanwhile, this fucking kid comes in and saves the day. What the fuck? He's so bewildered by the fact that someone just as young as him could fucking just come in and destroy like that. But And Kakashi tells him, look, there are people your age. There are people your age that are stronger than me. And another poetic moment in Naruto there, which is so true. I'm trying to remember exactly what it's I think he told Naruto there's people younger. There are people who are just stronger than I. Just sorry, I don't remember the whole thing. There's a little bit more than that, but yeah, it's true. Like I could look at NFL players. They're Patrick Mahomes. He's younger than me. You know, he's done. You can look at the NASCAR Bubba Wallace. He's 1 year younger than me. There's so many examples. There's people who like are younger than you who just it just shows environment, circumstances, and it really makes you think about. The writer really knew what he was doing with that line because at the end of the day, where you grew up, who you grew up with, and the environment that you're in is critical. And Naruto was at a disadvantage where this guy obviously was not. And that's the end of that episode pretty much. And then you go into episode 10. It's about the sharks. Something the hardest sharkers might be the name of it. Where I thought it was interesting. I've never seen anything really, or particularly an anime in particular. Maybe I've seen like some movie or something like that, or like a live action show. Talk about chakras, and chakras are a real deal. We all got them, and the way they talk about it is kind of funny, but kind of works. He wants them to basically balance their chakras, and the test to balance their chakras is to be able to walk up a tree and hang like upside down, or not hang upside down per se, but just walk up the tree, and. So Sasuke, they all try. Well, Naruto tries first, of course. And oh yeah, before this, he had told Naruto, Sensei did, because they went to the hospital and all that stuff. Because he got his ass kicked there a little bit. He got beat up a little bit, and I guess I skipped over a little bit of his story. Well, no, I'll mention this later. So he got beat up a little bit, and they were talking about it, and he told Naruto that he's grown the most, which is true. When you think about it, he was such a loner at the beginning when they were working together, and all of a sudden now he's working with Sasuke. And then even this episode, in the second, where basically Naruto tries, he gets a little cocky after Sensei told him that, and he winds up, he tries to go up the tree, and he doesn't make it at all. I mean, it was not even close. Sasuke runs up a good amount, but Sakura is able to go all the way up to the top. And no surprise to the Sensei, a girl, as he said it, is able to do it, which makes sense, yeah. A little more in touch with their emotions than the other two in her body in general. Sakura nails out the part. But he sees Sasuke's and Naruto's potential and sees that Naruto has, he just has more chakras than even he does. So that leads into episode 11, where this is a good episode. A lot of things happen. No. I'm sorry. And also in this episode, this is where Naruto and Sasuke begin to try to get better and get better. Naruto's struggling pretty hard. He's fucking right, doing a little like the height thing. Like I think I got there, and then he decides to go and ask Sakura for advice. Meanwhile, with Sakura at that point, he's just shitting on him, like, that Naruto, really, he's so stupid. He ain't gonna be able to do that. He's failing. Well, she's sure in the sense where like she's like, I can beat them and all that stuff and be ahead. But then Naruto asks her for advice about how to, do it. Further showing that he's grown. And that's actually when the sensei made these comments about Naruto and Sasuke. Well, at least about, I think, Naruto having more chakras. You go to episode 11, and this one is pretty emotional. They go to the old man's home. It's the family. One of them is showing his grandson, and the grandson's kind of like just not into them. Not Naruto Sensei, Sakura, or Sasuke, or Naruto Sasuke Sensei and Sakura. They all kind of a lot of this is, as you can see. So he's just not into them there, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And Naruto the first, like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?" And then they tell the story about how, and then they see like pictures of this. It might be confusing episodes a little bit. Some of this it happens over the course of a few episodes maybe, but Naruto, the kid has some pictures of this guy cut off, and you can see where Naruto's going after, like walking right, and he's like walking somewhere in the quarters or something like that. So where the fuck is wrong with this kid? And he sees the kid crying alone, and there are pictures where the kid and I think the grandparent, one of the parents are there, and the head's cut off. They're like, what? What happened? So they tell a story about how the kid had a dog, and the dog was put into water and about to drown by these kids. And the kid was too afraid to jump into the dog, and they pushed him in, and he started drowning. The dog magically is able to fucking start swimming away and leaves the kid out there. So the kid manages to get out, and he's upset that his dog left him, and he sees this guy, the guy who was in the picture, come in. The guy's like, oh, you betrayed your dog. He hangs out with this guy, and he starts to become stronger, and he starts, feeling good about himself, and things get better for him. But then, things don't end well for the guy. He gets killed doing something that he believes in, and that's kind of that. And he doesn't trust ninjas anymore. He doesn't trust anything like that, and he just wants to wallow. And that's episode 11, pretty much. Then episode 12, Sasuke and Naruto are able to actually master the chakras. Naruto shows it first. He's able to. Well, also in the other episode, Sasuke asked Naruto for some advice, and he could see that Naruto was closing the gap on him, and then Naruto's like, I'm not gonna tell you it. Shit. So that little funny moment there. But in episode 12, it's lunchtime, and Sakura and Sasuke, not Sakura and Sensei, I should say, are looking for Naruto and Sasuke. And Naruto's up in the tree. He's hanging upside down. He's playing around and all that stuff. He's like, "Hey man, look at me! I've done it!" And he acts he's gonna fall, but he doesn't. And then he actually almost falls for real. But then Sasuke comes in like a badass, saves him, hanging upside down, holding on to Naruto. So they both passed. They both mastered it. They've mastered themselves, and Sensei's impressed. He likes how they're working with each other, and he thinks it's great. And it was a fun moment. And then you get to the end of the episode where another beautiful moment. So I think about Naruto. This is so far to say. There are some very good, emotionally poignant moments in this show, and it's very early too. Compared to the other episodes of Bleach, or like My Hero Academia even. Now, My Hero Academia definitely had maybe like one or two moments like this. Bleach, same deal. Where this show is already shown. This is gonna be maybe the third or fourth, at least third, maybe fourth moment already in the first 12 episodes. In the first season of My Hero Academia, by the way, was 13. So in the whole season, they had maybe like two real emotionally poignant moments in that first series. And it's funny because that show, second or third season, even second and third season in particular, were in the fourth season too, with the whole Bakugo arc. Those are some really emotional points, like the tournament. I need to drink like some water or something like that. Sorry, guys. With the tournament arc, about a hero killer, the Bakugo arc, the whole thing also with that kid who actually. Man, I'm thinking there was an arc with a kid who was kind of a similar story. I think it was season 4 of My Hero, or season 3 of My Hero Academia as well. And I'm thinking that he stole that from Naruto. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's fucking hilarious. But I will say this about My Hero Academia: that show, and maybe because it's just newer, the music. And I think the whole scenery and the character acting does a better job conveying the emotion better and selling. They sell it more, and I believe it more in that show to the point where I'm moved, to tears in some cases. Whereas Naruto, I'm not quite moved to tears, but I can feel it. And I felt it in this episode 12, where the kid is kind of just lashing out and bitching basically, and really upset. Naruto comes out and he's like, "Yo, come on, man." He basically told him to shut the fuck up. And the kid's like, "You know what it is?" And then Naruto just didn't give a fuck. And Sakura was like, "Calm down." He's like, "Fuck it," and he walks off. But then Sensei later on goes to the kid and tells him, "Look, Naruto, more than anyone understands what you're feeling. He's probably told that shit to himself." Yes, and the kid starts seeing his gut, and he tells him that Naruto kids can probably relate to that. I mean, there's some kids with no parents, and the no friends part, more kids can relate to that too. So, hell, adults as well. And I thought that was really well done, really interesting. It's a little on the nose, yes, but they know their audience and they're explaining these complex emotions to the audience, which I like about the shows that they're dealing with complex emotions, and they do it well here. Though the kid's acting, I think the person who played the kid is acting is a little much in my opinion, but outside of that, pretty good stuff. So overall, I think these last 5 episodes were very just emotionally poignant. Is the way to put it. It moves the story ahead pretty well. The chakra aspect was pretty interesting to me. It just shows that Naruto's got a nice spiritual essence to it that I really appreciated as well. Now seeing Naruto grow as a character, his character development is pretty solid so far. He's getting stronger. You can see that fear is his biggest enemy. He wants to keep pushing past it, become a better person. I think this is a good lesson for all of us, young and old, is that you gotta push. There's a quote where to become who you are, you have to stop being who you are. And I believe Naruto is doing that, and he's working well with Sasuke at this point. He and Sasuke, you can tell they're gonna have a pretty cool, interesting dynamic. And Sakura's just being herself, And the sensei is a great character. There's actually a nice moment where the sensei said to Sasuke he's not gonna let him down, keep him safe, and where man told Naruto that it's important to have someone that you care about, who you want to protect, as a motivation. And he thought about how Sensei had them, and that was a nice moment. So thank you for watching. Tune in next week. I'll have some more. I'm gonna try to post some more stuff during the week if you care. And if you care, you should comment, you should like, subscribe. That'd be cool. Till then, peace.